me, on behalf of the growers, I'd like to thank the Marape government for the very important intervention in the decision that is made today, and now that made me to be a minister for oil palm for the first time in the history of Papua New Guinea, and knowing the importance of the oil palm industry. And the decision made by the Marape government is not wrong. It is the right decision, because the way forward today for this important country is the economy. And our economy will depend entirely on oil palm. Compared to other commodities, oil palm is now generating almost over 2 billion kina, already over 2 billion kina. The other commodities are not yet making 1 billion kina. So that is why I see that it's important this government, Honorable James Marape, made this decision to see that we have an economy of this country driven by oil palm. The industry is a very important industry in the country. And the special intervention programs that government want to drive today in the industry are one, we want to see extension work in the development of the oil palm, meaning that we have to do more of acreages, develop more acreages in the country, not only in Marape, in Oro or West Britain province, or the current projects that are now in place, but in other projects in other provinces in the country. It is very sad for us growers, and when there was discussion in regard to how we will move forward in the industry, it's been very sad for us because we got no space. We have been suppressed by our own law. And that is exactly why I thank the Marape government to be able to establish or create this ministry so that we can look at how we can be able to see to the policy and the legislation that covers and will have to stimulate the future of this very important industry, so that the talk of economy of this country can be successful or achieved. So in doing so, as we all know, in Oro we also smallholders, and we have that our developer also with us today. The very important thing is we've been subject to the Extension Service Act, which is now currently named as Oil Palm Industry Corporation. So that very act suppresses us, all growers and all landowners of Papua New Guinea. So all we were attending to is only extension service that has to be delivered to us at a doorstep. But it's nothing to do with road, it's nothing to do with fertilizer, it's nothing to do with our welfare. And it has been very, very suppressing for the last 40, 50 years. That is why my good growers in Oro province, we now seek your support to make sure that we deliver a very good policy and the legislation that will embrace the future of this industry. It is the first time here, but I know Oro province can contribute meaningfully again, practically by developing more oil palm, by the best, showing the best practices in the now smallholders that we have, and also, if possible, we can enter into new programs in the Oro province. But as I've said, The intervention programs by the government are very clear. Number one is to make sure that we increase our acreages, increase volume of production from the current fields that we have, and also into new areas, in the new provinces that oil palm is not yet been developed. And number two, we have to enter into downstream processing. So how do we do with downstream processing? Now we really have to see where we can be able to align the importance of us, growers, landowners, and governments, district, so as provincial governments participating in the process of the value chain. So that is exactly what we want to do today. We're now working on the policy, oil palm policy. Why it's been delayed? Because I stopped the policy going forward is because I want to have a fair participation in how the policy has to be driven and written out for us, for the future of our country and our new generations to come. So in doing so, I asked for participation of our industry players. They've been supporting us for the last 40-50 years, and they even developed this industry in this country and bring us to where we are here today. So their participation is very, very important. And also the agenda of environment, the best practices in managing oil palm. The oil palm is a commodity, is paramount. And I want to commend Tovebae in Papua New Guinea, so as Agi oil palms in Papua New Guinea, the way they embraced this very important industry for the last 40 years until today. And they are still around and they are still performing to their best. And some of the best things that they produce today, we now see top quality planting materials from the research that they administer or manage in their areas of work. So those are some of the advantages for us growers now that we are entering into the new years to come. But these planting materials now been approved or proven by research in this country will now create some very important products, very important results for us growers. The purpose of me coming here to Oro, the government programs got nothing to do with us growers. But I only see it important that we must attend to the current fields that we have. The growers, we have thousands and thousands of acreages both in Popondetta, Hoskins, Biela, New Island, and the Melon Bay. So in order to improve our yield and production, we need to attend to the overhead palm trees. In doing so, we really have to attend to the replanting program. And I agree with the general manager of Higaturu saying that there is already a big fall in production for the last couple of years. And that is very true. Basically because our palm trees are already overgrown and cannot produce better, and we also cannot access proper harvesting for the palm trees, and it contributes to the reduction in production and so as the yield in the way we grow us have in our fields. The now arrangement with the milling companies, we want them to participate in the formulation of our policy and that the legislation that will have to cover as number one, the smallholder growers in Papua New Guinea, and then the new projects, the new concepts that are developed in other provinces in Papua New Guinea. So it is a very important task, it's a big task for us to establish that one. And I agree with the General Secretary for Pangu, challenging for us to make sure that the policy and the legislation must be delivered as soon as possible. And that is the agenda. We want to make sure we deliver those very important policy and legislation that will have to drive us forward from now and onwards. So we have a team, has been explained by the General Secretary for OPIC. The team is now put together, and I've already discussed with the Prime Minister as to how we'll have to deliver and make sure that we revive and develop the industry in a big way. And the basic thing that we want to see is we want to maximize benefit for our growers. And as it has been challenged today, our welfare is not taken up in the knowledge that we have. So that is why we are very, very careful, so that we can be able to insert, where possible, our welfare, although the infrastructures must be included in the now new policy and also the legislation that is now people working on. So I mean also, future you must really look learn, now make him sure that you may contribute learn and by must albi you me. Agenda very, very clear. You must maximize him benefit blow or grower or leno na usat surrender him ground. Na to usat all participate inside this is a very important industry. This is a industry and by bringing country go not level. That is why I'm level work hard, making sure that this is a policy, this is a legislation, and we must come up good. So that we can all him yumi or people. Na by albi mimi, na benefit mimi, lobik la way. Yumi look plenty or new project now come inside. Or no stop law, aninit law now law yumi got. So now you mean like making sure that all the projects inside the country, this is all the ABL projects inside the East and West Pacific, the East New Britain, now all the provinces inside the country, but you must put him all get come inside the law so that you got law karma him, now you regulate him to same time so that you can kiss him maximum benefit learn the side the government. At the same time too, your grower must be standardized in the way industry and by look out him. So this is all important agendas lo industry. Me also grower. Me smallholder grower. Na me too me also big scale grower. Lo Hoskins project. Me go come up also big chairman lo OPIC board. Meeting also by mixing some la big album long. OPIC board tasol. OPIC lo no talk also by. Only albi yumi or grower lo, well paved lo yumi, walking road lo yumi, na walking one kind something your grower like him. Opi can kiss him pen nothing lo mouse lo yumi na, yumi lo fight him opik. Opik you got money lo walking over that sla walk. Also na me like talk also. Today am opportunity lo yumi. Gaman now am opim road. Gaman am opim road lo yumi finish. First budget. Lo 2024, 23 na now 24, gaman na mi puti mi kam go inside lo welcome. Lo strip lo welcome ino a direct budget, lo gaman go inside lo welcome. But me am mas, on behalf lo imi ogata grower, welcome growers inside lo country. Also now gaman na mi working sila intervention lo look sabe, lo wanem something imi grower, feeling pain lo in lo long la time. You know, easy Christmas. And 14 or 50 years finish you go, Papa Matu, Sabla only die finish. Na yumi ol young plan now, all in well palm na yumi start. But also na me talk thank you long. Marape Rosso Government, lo making this la possible. Na lo iya tu mi like talk thank you to lo Marape Rosso Government, lo creating a nuclear district inside lo country. Popondetta Mwambla, na nakana lo West Britain Mwambla, lo this la 7th nuclear district inside lo country. Nakana also MIPES member lo this la nuclear district. Lo iya lo Popondetta tu Honorable Masere emi nuclear member lo Popondetta. Lo this la nuclear all decision lo government making lo nuclear districts. Na lo this la nuclear ministry tu important that you must look sabe lo government na supporting government today. Lo making look sabe lo yumi all growers lo oil palm inside lo country. Me appeal lo yumi all growers today. You must stop. You look good. Lord field lo yumi na yumi look out him. Olo pick online lo yumi stop yumi cooperate one them all. Na make him so that yumi improving meal. Lo yumi na improving to production lo one or field lo yumi. Mi aren samla good la report lo ngia lo Popondetta. Na tu big la problem mi aren lo nem. OPIC all palm trees semi stop and planting. But also na lo today, mi no suppose lo kam lo ngia lo Popondetta. Mi kam tasol lo start look sabe lo grower na support him all where possible for the best time. So in order lo yumi go lo nuclear projects, you must threaten past them. When a melevi yumi got learned today. So overage planting, overage trees and important lo yumi threaten past them. So that is why now we making this la decision. One time support belong OPIC. Lo look sabe lo slow project lo Hoskins Biela na tu lo Popondetta New Island na Melen Bay. Lo make him so that you may zero in past them. This is like all wise planting trees stuff. Now you may working, you may standardize him with planting so that then by improving production lo you may all growers. Also report general manager making finish. I mean no good plan lo you may. Government talking also spending money lo new blab. That's all me talk. I think I mean more better. We also attend to when more problem and we start lo improving production lo yumi lo one all project areas lo yumi. So lo ya tu mi like to kamas lo talk General Secretary lo Pangu and make him na yumi mas clear. I think it's important that me give this la message to lo yumi lo understanding. Yumi sabe also road na welfare lo yumi grower emi no stop lo wampla lo now emi stop especially inside lo oil palm. Also na mi appeal lo yumi kata growers lo reps lo yumi now must put in one time now thinking lo yumi when I mean important we now wanting to guide the new policy and the new legislation that will be able to support us, maximize our benefit in all ways, not only in production, but also our welfare, and also incorporate the infrastructure arrangement into now legislation that we're trying to work on. And then again, it has to come to the main understanding between our milling companies, because they also are guided by the law. We cannot be able to go and ask them to do whatever at a cost to us. They have limit. They only do business in this country and will attend to us to support us and get our production. So me talk also today, government emi amas, emi giving me this la work lo intervention programs lo country, but also me talk finish. Before you may go to new lab, the working on new lab program, me believe also the first offer must go to the milling companies that we have on the ground today. The reason is because they are already on the ground with the capacity, They have the know-how for ages, over 40 years they've been here. And I know they can be able to assist us, making good development inside the country, oil palm. All new project areas, you can make him offer, or not new companies can come inside the country, now make him a new program. But also me making clear, this nucleus, one time all smallholders putting one time, and me good concept of delivering inside the country, not remote areas. Then this concept and me stop long Hoskins, stop lo biala na loya lo Popondetta. The only missing link is that government no support you lo ambla money, lo rehabilitate him or maintain him when him something, only put him lo this time. That is why now you will see deterioration in the infrastructures. Na tu emi make you growers lose hope. Na you mean to benefit lo welfare lo this industry. Na also na me talk. Now I'm important lo yumi lo come na contribute lo this very important agenda lo this government. Okay, ask him lo government and me also. Suppose he got all good all area stop. You can offer him behind him low ground. Now this so you can develop him new all areas too. So government and we got money and we stop. We got two program. One plan land alienation and also you make him before yet long Hoskins na biela na loyal of Popondetta. Government like buying ground so that you can extend him work oil palm. So Papa ground, usato got ground and stuff can come lot land so provincial government na district. That is why na today me think also governor I stop by me can talk one time na imi look long province lo yumi. But also me talk. We are now complying to RSPO standards in this country. And we must not set another standard. Because it is a market-oriented certification. So that is why Nami talk also those kind of certification you hardly find in any other place. In this country, we already been responding to all the best practices delivered or supported by our milling companies. We have to attend to those best practices and continue to sustain it. If we don't do, we have a very serious problem in the market. But now Mr. Finishing a talk also we'll have to do second class or third class certification. Nami talk no God. We have to attend to now standard because we must not turn back. We must continue to push the standards that we have so that we can be able to improve all the management practices in the country. So as you put him second standard online, Kong by come and make him not last standard where you mean not have benefit loan. Not to by minimizing price loan na. You mean by him plenty heavy. Na product lo imi tu emi na blogo lo market. So also na lo today mi talk also mi amas lo kam lo ya. Lo biab lo government lo give this la first support lo yubla. Tok lo fertilizer. All na la program CSM by come. Until mi put him law come inside. Lo policy na law legislation when by karma pim industry. Now full budget lo government by come na imilul lo areas. So now I start lo last year, now lo today. This la history, you know sagat before money direct lo budget lo government come go inside lo oil palm. Now you me experiencing, now me talk also, you me cooperate us also, we can be able to see a better future of us growers, landowners participating in this very important industry. So today what we are working at now is to make sure that we deliver national oil palm industry, Papua New Guinea industry. That must also include the smallholders that we have today and a proper restructure of the industry itself, and as always, the best practices that we have to do today must be more certified by our milling companies. So mi no gat plani tok, tasol mi like tok also mi amas lokam na I think now you got some 1 shilling and we start some money. We plan make him available. Lo you plan growers lo starting this la work. Now I mean not stop today. You make that money start, but we will continue to support in any way. But again, because of the capacity we have, we will make sure that it's channeled through the milling company. Since they're doing better job for us, we continue to use them for now and then until we establish and we can do ourselves. So it is best for us to standardize all the plantings that we have in Oro, in Kimbe, and in New Ireland, so as Melenbe. So Lord Islam, like to call thank you through lo yibla, all growers lo yimi long Oro, lo kam na haremi tok tok. Na emi no last time now, ba mi come here. Mi come here. Ba mi come na, you can continue lo support you bla. This la kind support also now lo. Seedling mi are finish lo top long fertilizer. We will make submission to the government to make sure we zero also fertilizer or problem lo in the country. I think I'm tasol na mi like talk thank you lo ibla lo reception lo yumi long today long here. Na two lot people all growers man na Mary come na arem. This is a very important agenda lo yumi lo meeting today. Thank you through na God bless you.